about some special segments and triangles. We have 5 different types of special segments that we'll cover today. We're just going to cover angle bisectors inside of triangles and perpendicular bisectors inside of triangles. Both of these things we've covered in previous units. Now we're going to throw it inside of triangles. Okay, so an angle bisector is a ray that divides an angle into 2 congruent pieces. A triangle has 3 angles, therefore it has 3 angle bisectors. If a point is on the bisector of an angle, then it's equidistant from the sides of the angle. So when I look at this picture, I'm going to put point C on my angle bisector. Well, it's the same distance away. C is the same distance away from A as it is from B. And if you notice, when I'm looking at distance, it's forming that right angle. And we talked about the shortest distance between a point and a line in Unit 1 is going to be at a 90-degree angle or perpendicular to. So angle bisectors, when I draw an angle bisectors into a triangle, where all 3 angle bisectors intersect, that point where they intersect is called the incenter. The incenter will always be inside the triangle. Perpendicular bisectors, okay? A perpendicular bisector is a line that so next we have perpendicular bisectors. A perpendicular bisector is a line that is 90 degrees or perpendicular to a segment, and it goes through the segment at the segment's midpoint. A triangle has 3 sides, therefore it has 3 perpendicular bisectors. So if I have line segment AB here, and I draw in the perpendicular bisector to line segment AB, so in this case that's line XY, it's 90 degrees, it's perpendicular, and it goes through line segment AB's midpoint, and in this case our midpoint is point Y. If I go up this line, I draw a line anywhere, or I put a point anywhere on this line. Let's say I put point X. The distance from X to A and the distance from X to B is going to be exactly the same. And then it also works vice versa. If the distance from X to A is the same as the distance from X to B, then we know we have a perpendicular bisector. So the point where all 3 perpendicular bisectors intersect is called the circumcenter. Okay, the circumcenter will not always be inside the triangle. Remember, the incenter was inside the triangle, but the circumcenter is not always. So whenever you have an acute triangle, the circumcenter is inside. If it's an obtuse triangle, the circumcenter is going to be outside. If it's a right triangle, the circumcenter is going to be on the hypotenuse. Now, all these red lines are perpendicular bisectors to each side.